Right, we're live at 5. It might actually be 5. Is it 5 o'clock? We're live at gone 5, hopefully. There we go, line up the camera. What time is it? It's like 6. Hour late, never mind. Right, tonight we're going to have a little live jewellery making session. It's going to be a very simple job. No, let's not undersell it, let's oversell it. It's going to be a phenomenally complicated design. We're making an Algerian love knot pendant, which I've made similar pendants in the last few live streams. I'll give you a close up of the kind of thing we're making. I was going to make a gold ring this evening, but I'm very close to having this whole bench tidied up. It was a mess when I started these live streams. I thought I was going to have it done in a few days, and it's taken probably a few weeks. But all I've got is this little pile of rings here, so I'm going to turn this pile of rings into an Algerian love knot and get that as a one-off piece just in the shop. But let me give you a close up of these. These are the love knot style. That one looks pretty cool. That's a 6 ring one, which I wasn't sure was going to work, but actually probably looks the best one. The other one's a 4 and a 5 ring version. So yeah, they'll go on necklaces, photographed and in store just in time for Christmas, which is something else I want to talk about because it's looming. Christmas is coming. It's been coming since the last one. Right, let's turn on that note, let's turn on the YouTube copyright free music. We're going festive. That audio track is unavailable, is it? It's too soon. There we go. Right. Yeah, I've noticed all the shops. If you look for it, it's there. Christmas is there. The post office has got all the Christmas cards in now. The supermarkets have got all festive chocolates and that. It's there. It might not be at the forefront because they're trying to flog Halloween right now, but in 2 weeks' time when that's over, it'll be everywhere. Tunes will be playing, won't they? But it always kind of makes me panic a little bit because I've done nothing in terms of prepping for what I need to do, and I've said this every year, never done it yet, but I really need to start doing it now because, yeah, everything's starting to gain traction and we're like winging it in terms of marketing and that. Because I've never really had the stock to do anything. I've always been on the back foot fighting fires in terms of stock. It's just like panic stations, trying to make stuff fast enough. Kind of getting on top of things now. But I did actually, many years ago, have a conversation with someone who had an MBA in business or something from a very esteemed school, and was like angry that we just winged it, and was adamant that you shouldn't just have like it shouldn't just be your marketing for whatever season, especially Christmas is a key one because we're one of the biggest giftware industries in the world, jewellery. But it was saying like for every season, when he worked for major retailers, like the meetings had already been held, and this was something that he was working with some of the biggest retailers in the world. The meetings for, let's say this Christmas, they'd already started discussions before last Christmas. Like they were more than a year ahead. Obviously things weren't finalised or signed off, but it's like, it's all got to be done. Like Christmas is done by the end of the summer, but like the meetings had started months and months beforehand. It's like a multi-year plan. Like last year I was taking a picture of the Trafalgar Square Christmas tree on like the 5th of December and putting it on the homepage. 3 weeks before Christmas. And I thought that was cool. No. I've got to try a bit harder with that. But anyway, yeah, Christmas is coming, man. It's like panic. We're not ready. And there's no delaying it. But yeah, this will be stock, I suppose. We're making this stuff will be for sale. These are kind of love knots and what was the other thing these were called? Friendship, pendants, karma ones. These are the kind of gift people will buy one another this season. Right, let me show you these rings. What I need to do is make some solid silver Christmas decorations as well, but I've been saying that for years as well. I have actually got star cutters and stuff like that. But the problem with that is, or not the problem, I need to sit down and do it. Obviously, there's a limited demand for that kind of thing, but it's the weight. Like, if you make them, I'll have to play around with it one year. Because the bigger, the silver's relatively heavy. Christmas decorations, I mean, are relatively light, especially if you put on a real tree. Plastic baubles and all that don't weigh much. Solid silver ball does. Right, that's what we're working with. These were basically, I think these were part of a Karma collection many years ago, and they just got left on the corner of the bench. Then we moved on to something more pressing or urgent at the time, but I'm going to turn these into a 6-ring. I think one of them's already soldered, which will be the base. That one's already soldered. Do I need to rerun that solder? I think that'll be fine. So yeah, I'm just going to solder these 6 rings together tonight. And then the bench will be pretty clear after that. I've got a few little odds and ends here, but nothing that I can really make anything out of. Most of those are settings, which there's some pendant settings I made up in some areas, but that's and the tubes to make the settings, but I don't know what they were. They're going to go in a drawer. So yeah, then the bench will be clear. I can put the ring former on here, the ring bending tool. I can get a bench block on here so we can do some stamping, and then we can proceed with all the gold rings I need to make. I need to make some 9-carat gold rings, I need to make some 18-carat gold rings, which I've got the wire made, but I just need to make the rings. I need to make some silver rings as well. I just need to make a lot of rings. But yeah, we do also need to make some sort of giftware stuff, like these pendants. It's going to be Christmas. People are already, actually, I did already have in September. There was a delay with an item. I can't remember what happened, but you know, I emailed the customer and said there's going to be delayed by a few days. If it's urgent, we can refund, or if it's not urgent, we'll send it in a few days. And I can't even remember what that was or why. It's unusual for that to happen. If something's in stock on the site, it's in stock. It must have been, I don't know what it was. But they were like, nice for Christmas. Buying Christmas gifts in September, so they're ahead of the game. Right, we've got no background lighting. I forgot to turn on the lights, so. And I can't turn them on now because I have to stop filming. I'm going to check. Let me check on the other phone if it's got a power. Power up the other phone, and then you never know. We might have the app on the other phone. It might work. This is YouTube's idea of Christmas music, by the way. Right, ring 3. I think these are 12mm. I did measure them earlier. I'm going to put there. They're probably 12mm, don't they? Karma rings. Yeah, 12 now. Okay, should I go? Did I flux that? I think I did. I'm losing the plot. I've got so used to now doing this with the, which didn't take long, the Philips Hue background lighting, which is good for filming, that I'm doing it in the dark. It's quite tricky, yeah? I know what I'll do. Let's actually open the window a bit and we'll get some natural light on. I feel like better. Give us a little bit more light. Drop this over. Right, that's not flowing. I'm just going to do it with the light on. Try not to melt it. Well, I'm going to have to do it with the light on, which is a nightmare. I really can't see the temperature of the metal with that light on. That was weird. But I managed to just bridge the gap slightly between them with the tweezers and it flowed. I've never had so much trouble soldering 12 mm jumping before. I think I've lost all my jewellery making skills for some reason. Or whatever jewellery making skills I had. We're definitely only making one of these. And then we're calling it a day. These rings have been sat in the corner of that bench for a while, so there's a possibility they need. They didn't look too bad in terms of tarnish or stuff like that, but there's clearly something making the soldering trickier than it should be. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's me making the soldering trickier than it should be. That one worked. I need to pull the solder through a bit on that one. Just pulling back a little bit because you really can't see the colour or temperature of the metal directly under that light. These are made from 1mm thick wire, so melting one live would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Right, so to turn the lights on, I need a phone with the app on. It's ridiculous. Is this phone got the... Yes, it does, but does it work? No, it doesn't. Right, what I'm going to do, once I've done this, I'm going to test out whether I can, because this is bound to happen again. Before we end this stream, I'm going to see if I can turn the lights on while live streaming, because it might just end the stream. I also forgot to put the, not only did I forget to turn the lights on, the sounds things, I forgot to put the phone off Do Not Disturb as well. Probably should have titled this How Not to Live Stream Jewellery Making rather than whatever it is titled. Right, that's our 6 rings. Is that 6 rings? No, it's not. That's 5 rings. I've got another one. if I was to solder like this over and over, because I've been soldering for the last few weeks live with the Philips Hue bulbs on, I'm used to that. But before I was doing that, I used to solder like this all the time, and I was used to this, and the colour of the metal is, you get used to things very quickly, and then when you switch things up, it's kind of I wouldn't say like starting again, but so it's right, it's done. Let's clean that up, get the flux off it, and I'll show you that. Right, let's try and turn the lights on while live streaming if possible, and see what happens. This might be the very end of this stream, but still live, yes. Alright, at least I know I can do that without destroying things. Okay, let's have a quick look at this pendant we've made. It's going to need a little bit longer in the pickle, but I'll show you a close-up of what we've made. But it's going to be dirty and not quite sit right because there's going to be flux still on it, but you'll get the idea. And then if you come back tomorrow, I will show you the polished, once it's cleaned and polished. And hopefully it'll end up in the shop. Right, so there we go, 6-ring love knot pendant. I think they look pretty cool with the more rings, but that's dependent on the diameter of, like this is 1mm wire, so they look a lot better. Once you get thicker wire, and the smaller the ring and the thicker the wire, the less you can actually get on there. So I think with these, I think maybe some of the smaller ones, some of them I'll have a bail on and then a chain, and others the chain will just go straight through. There we go. Go back in the pickle. Right. This has been a bit of a disaster. So rather than carrying on, although I don't know what I can make out of these, what's left here anyway. I think that is it for tidying up the bench. These little rings here, I'm going to keep there. Because if you've watched previous live streams, I'll quite often, when I'm making small components, and especially when the pickle's quite dirty, I'll often put things like this, especially the single rings, which are quite fiddly. If you've got 10 or 12 of them, it's really handy to have just some silver rings made up, and so you can put components on them then in the pickle. And also I use these, it's the same for like mechanical polishing, so in a barrel polisher or an electromagnetic polisher, sometimes even plating. For gold plating, if you want things to look identical in colour, they really need the exact same time and exact same power, so it can be handy for that as well. So anyway, that is it. Shout out to Estrella, sadly not sponsored. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. So toodles, we'll be back tomorrow.